The coach of the Bobcats used to say, and I don't know whether it's true or not, but he at least told his team before the game that Bo had said hell would freeze over before OU would beat Miami for the Mid-American title. And I'll never forget it. I was at that game when OU won 24-7, and in the fourth quarter, the folks stood up and said, hell's freezing over, Bo. So that was Bo's last year at Miami. Miami averaging, as you can see, a very down attendance this year compared to past years, just under 15,000 per ball game. A draw play to Alexander, and he gets it up to about the 20, but that's far short of the first down as Bill Garrett wraps him up, and OU will get the ball back and should have fairly decent field position to do it. And they are going to take their third and final timeout right now with 1:55 left on the clock.
Well, 1:55 is plenty of time to get a ball at least into field goal range, especially when they should end up around midfield. You know, you talked about that attendance, and that really comes at a bad time for Miami as well as the Mid-American Conference in general, because the NCAA had considered bumping them down to Division II or Division 1A football.
And that's why it's really crucial to get the students out. Miami had a big thing called the tailgate party today, having students eat lunch down by Yager Stadium, hoping that would get more students to come in and watch the ball game. And it appears to have worked fairly well, as the student section is fairly full for today's game.
They also applied a little extortion. Not only they encouraged them, they closed almost all the dining halls on campus, so the students had to come down and eat here at the stadium, hoping they would come into the stadium and watch the rest of the game. As you have said, it seemed to work fairly well. A lot of student turnouts over in the Red Wave section.
Chris Andrula, the punter, is over there at the sidelines talking with the coaching staff as we face fourth down and 3 yards to go from the 21-yard line. He wants to get off a good punt here. He's managed to keep the ball kind of away from Larry Hargrove, the returner. He hasn't had a really good chance to bring a punt back so far today.
3 punts today for 32 yards.
And given the fact that the ball's at the 21-yard line, you would expect OU would get the ball back around their own 40 or a little closer than that. And this punt will come down to about the 45 to Hargrove. He takes it right there, gets one good block. Look out! Down the sideline. He's at the 30, the 27-yard line. And a big punt return for Larry Hargrove. He got a great block and returns it about 28 yards. And that's what we're talking about. He's an explosive returner. It was a nice high-hanging kick that time, but he got one terrific block, and with a guy like that, that's all he needed.
Well, you knew it. It had to come eventually. You see him turn up the field, finally ridden out of bounds. Actually, didn't even go out of bounds. Falls down. It's still about a 20 or 25-yard return. He's up above his average. It had to come sometime, and now Miami is back deep into a hole.
Ball at the 27-yard line after a 28-yard return. Thornton down the middle, complete to his tight end. At about the 10-yard line goes Swanson, a gain of 17 yards. And he's gang tackled by Carpenter and Lindsey in there. But another OU first down as they go to the big tight end, Jim Swanson, who's a junior, 6'3", 224-pounder out of Park Ridge, Illinois.
He was the second leading receiver coming into the game.